mechanism in order to reimpose sanctions on Iran, accusing it of deliberately violating the 2015 nuclear deal. This move follows stalled US-Iran talks and Tehran's increased uranium enrichment, which Western powers say lacks a peaceful justification. Iran, meanwhile, backed by Russia and China, is strongly opposing this step, calling it provocative and illegal. Meanwhile, China has now stepped in and warned that the snapback mechanism is not constructive and will undermine diplomatic efforts in order to resolve this issue. The Iranian nuclear issue is at a critical juncture. Let's listen in to what the Chinese ministry spokesperson Guo Jiaqun has to say.
伊朗核问题正处于关键十字路口，在安理会启动快速恢复制裁不具建设性，将破坏政治外交解决伊朗核问题的进程。
We've heard what the Chinese have had to say. Martin Saire is still with us on the broadcast. Why, in your assessment, is the E3 now pushing and holding this ultimatum over Tehran at this moment? Because we've seen talks with the US completely break down. Then US struck 3 nuclear sites in Iran, but it was these 3 powers in Europe that stepped in and tried to take negotiations forward, but somehow it seems that talks have now broken down.
Yeah, the E3 countries are also waking up and realizing that Iran is not a country that you can rely on. It's not even ruled by a legitimate regime. It's been taken as a hostage by a absolutely crazy, lunatic, and theocratic regime which oppresses their own people. They're not willing to negotiate anything, and they cannot be trusted. I'm not wondering that China is actually supporting it, not because it's the right cause, but because China has a huge support, and China has a lot of influence in Iranian foreign affairs. They are at the same bloc. And basically, China wants to expand its power through Asia. Right now, I'm seeing that Europe is actually putting their efforts in order to mitigate the huge threat that Russia, China, and Iran are for the West right now. Not even because of Trump, but in general, Iran is not willing to do any agreement that actually gives them the freedom to carry out their agenda, which is basically the annihilation of Israel, taking over in geopolitical terms the Middle East and being the new superpower in the Middle East to rule their agenda. And this can be very dangerous. And I don't think these 3 countries of the E3 countries of Europe are willing to support or let happening.
All right, sir. With that, I would like to thank you for taking our time joining us on